It is 4 o'clock, Thursday, August the 8th, 2024. We're here for a consideration of ARPA funding for emergency sewer work in the city of Mullan. Colleen, we'll start with you. Tell us what's going on, then we'll pass it off. However,
so Michelle had sent everything over, and I've forwarded that to you on what's going on with it. An 8-inch line is collapsing, has root infiltration, is in pretty bad shape. I did watch the video, asked a few extra follow-up questions, and then turned that over to you, Commissioner Dose, to evaluate for emergency funding and whether or not that would fit into what you guys were looking for. But as far as for the type of funding, this is something that appears to be, it's in bad shape, and it's costing the city money, and it's also in, as I understand it, ready to fall apart. It is having to be pumped, and so there's all these additional costs that are coming up, and it could be a pretty nasty catastrophe here pretty quick if we don't get it addressed. The other side of that is there's also a way to maximize those dollars, because doing cast in place is cost efficient, and Michelle's working with the South Fork Sewer, and they have some other projects going on, and that's always the best way to do that. If you have somebody that can do the cast in place, then, or that's around the area, then it just totally decreases the cost. I mean, it exponentially drops those costs. So, it is an infrastructure which is completely allowable under all of the ARPA funding. Okay. It does represent itself as, if not emergency, at least I can't say that word. It's that step before extingent, and so that does qualify under an emergency situation. That also qualifies under procurement, because this is one of those situations, while it is under the going out to formal bid levels, this is also an emergency with very specific parameters that is a public and health safety risk. So being able to say, yes, we can just go with this company that has a really great reputation and has been doing this for a while, to come in and do the repair work is allowable and under procurement and under the ARPA rules.
Would the city declaring emergency?
No.
Okay. All right. And we do have the
Correct. Out of the, I mean, it could be out of either one of them. This just, again, there's the timeline thing with the slip. So this is a good use for that, considering the timelines and when it would be completed.
Okay, and we can, with the LATCF funds, we can do other entities besides our own. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so, and it was, I saw where it was 20,000, right?
what was it?
20,075 is the request from the city to the county. We did come up with the 20,000, which we are waiting on to go to city council. City council's next Tuesday to make a final decision based on this discussion this week. So ultimately, the background of this is 190 feet that wasn't captured previously, and the historic work that was done around the city. We left, unfortunately, a couple 10 years ago, 191 feet of clay pipe. The part about it that's unique in this, it's going under the interchange of exit 68. And so, listening to Pete, talking with Pete, seeing what he can come up with, Pete from the South Fork Sewer District, this pipe is currently failing. So we reached out to, on our own behalf, found a Caldwell, Idaho company. Happen to be doing work, manhole cover work, retention work in the city of Moscow currently to try to offset some of the ingress, egress, demob costs. Went to the LTAC meeting this morning, made definitely presented that to the entire group for the LTAC side of things as well, knowing that another contractor is going to be coming in. Tried to work with as many people as possible if somebody can hop in on this. So yes, we have failing pipe, and so if you saw the videos, we have chunks out of it and everything. It can no longer be jetted. It's no longer passing solids. 42 homes, I believe, is what it comes down to, and it goes from manhole to manhole, as Commissioner Doe saw in person. So it meets the parameters of the care in place UV treatment. The beauty of it is, if we can make a decision by Tuesday, again, I don't know what we're gonna do for sure. If, unfortunately, if no assistance is this way, we'll figure it out on Tuesday, see what we can come up with. But the company is again in Moscow, and we can get them up in the next few weeks. So that's the exciting part about it. So,
Okay.
any questions? I definitely needed the technical expert. Dan's done a lot of work. I mean, with the city water, whatever,
Right.
the plowing, the infrastructure, you know, like that. So, if there's any questions.
On this, when you pop the manhole, there's plastic on both ends. So there was no way to know there was clay until it failed.
And so you're gonna replace all the clay, right? That's
So-
it, that's-
So ultimately, what this does is a trenchless. So it goes in with
Oh, yeah.
a sock,
Yep.
and then resin, and then it's pressurized. And then the beauty of this company is some of it is a cure in place wait time frame wise. So this particular company, for that the bid that the estimate that we put in front of you for the 40,075 total, they send a light, UV light physically into the pipe, so it's active. It can be activated back to running sewer within 20 minutes.
And you're not having to dig up everything.
Correct.
Right.
The asphalt is the big thing with interchange and ITD. So we have
And it's
Of that.
deep.
yeah, it's
And this is pretty bulletproof. I mean,
they're saying 50 to 60 years.
50, 60 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's ultimately that was the kicker for us
Yeah.
versus the trenching.
And trenching would be probably
We've heard anywhere in a couple $100,000 because of the asphalt.
easily or more.
Yeah. And then we just did a project. It was $7,000 for traffic control alone
Yeah.
for like a 2-day period. And so I can't imagine having that shut down for what that would have.
So help me out. I didn't bring my email where you had all the language that we would need if we decided we were going to do this. What if we decided we were going to do this? What language did we need to add to our motion to?
Let me pull it up so I have the right stuff for you.
Sorry, I didn't have time for the meetings to grab that today.
That's okay. I did pull that real quick. Okay, so here's the packet. Okay, so it is in compliance with the state code 6728.032, an exemption to go out for the public bidding. It is also federally under CFR 200-320, and there's a couple different things under there that it falls under. A, that it's not above the simplified acquisition, so this allows you more leverage to be more, what's the word I'm looking for? It gives you more leverage in the bidding process, so it's not like a sealed bid, it's not, this huge procurement thing because of the time frame that you're needed. The 321 section II, it's reasonable, there's been research done, we know that it's a reputable company. I think there's probably some examples that are out there that are pretty easy to find. I've been hearing about this for quite some time. That was something Kellogg was doing, and I'm not sure if they went through with it, but when they had everything opened up. Plus the micro purchase threshold, the county policy, our micro threshold is 50,000, and so it's underneath that. So again,
So
this
isn't a procurement issue.
no, it's not. And then 322C3 is that you're requesting it as an emergency situation because there is threat to public health and safety through that. And yet, raw sewage is definitely a public safety issue or public health issue. So putting those, the code that you felt was most appropriate, whether it's, just saying that we're authorizing this expense up to the $20,075, considering CFR 200-320 and Idaho Code 6720.03. I think we would probably do it.
Yeah, I don't think it would be under we would have to declare a public emergency to do that, right?
Right, no, and it doesn't mean that you have to have an emergency, it just means that there's a situation right now that doesn't, the time frame also does not allow to do a reasonable procurement process.
But we
So I
don't
just-
need procurement because it's
Correct.
under
Yeah.
20, so
And
that's
so-
what I wanna make sure that we understand, we don't need
Yeah.
the procurement because it's under the.
50.
Yeah, and federal, the CFR 200-320 covers a lot, and I just pulled out some different, sections of that just to highlight that for you. So under 200-320 and Idaho Code 672803, you have the authorization, you can authorize it.
And we've already had our attorneys look at it, 50,000 is our threshold, so it's in these years.
Okay, any discussion?
No.
Okay. Well, you wanna make a motion or would you prefer?
Go ahead. You have you've seen that,
I've seen the pipe. They didn't let me go look in the pipe, but they
You
sent me
could
video.
have.
I was, I didn't wanna do the sniff check on it. Yeah. Okay, so Colleen, I think if what we need for language is pursuant to Idaho Code 672803, this being under $50,000, I would motion that we grant the $20,075 from our SLFRF, I almost called it Slurpee, from our funds to help Mullan, the city of Mullan with this emergency.
Good, I'll second it.
Okay. Think that does it, Colleen?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, and the justification, you covered justification, code, and
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries unanimously.
We
Okay.
appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
it was nice meeting you the other day. Yeah.
Good one.
Thanks for
Thank you.
showing me around your pipes.
Perfect. You bet.
We're
You know the
adjourned.
routine, so
Thank
all
you.
the stuff